Hello, viewers. In this video, we will be discussing the film Kantara. Long ago, there was a king who had a large realm and a wonderful family, but he couldn't find serenity. He embarks on a trip to find true happiness and comes across a stone in a forest inhabited by Panjurli Deva, a deity that protects the forest's residents. In exchange for obtaining the stone, he donates enormous amounts of his land to the locals. Panjurli cautions the king that if his family and successors do not honor their word and seeks to reclaim the place. Panjurli's companion, the savage Gulaga Deva, would be furious. After many years, the king's successor wants a Buddha Kola performer, who is possessed by Panjurli, to force the people to surrender the land to him, which the Buddha Kola performer refuses and states that if he attempts, he will die spewing blood. The successor questions the performer's possession by Panjurli, to which the performer smiled calmly, after which he runs into the forest and is never seen again. As predicted, the king's successor dies mysteriously, vomiting blood on the steps of the court. He was to argue the land issue, as foretold by Buddha Kola performer. Murali, a forest officer, is tasked with transforming the villagers' land into a forest reserve a few years after the incident. Shiva, a Kambala athlete from the Kadabeta hamlet and the lost performer's son, challenges him. Devendra Saturu, the village's landlord and the king's heir in the present, supports Shiva. Despite being repeatedly asked to do the Buddha Kola, Shiva refuses owing to the trauma of his father's abduction. Guruva, his cousin, takes his position. Murali and his team begin installing a fence along the designated forest reserve. Shiva falls in love with Leela, who was assigned as a forest guard. The villagers attempt to halt the fencing, but the police and forest guards including Leela forcefully subdue them, causing a schism between Leela and Shiva despite the fact that she was simply following orders and had no control over the event. As Murali and Shiva's hatred grows more heated, Murali plans to arrest Shiva and his companions and travels to their hideout with Devendra's henchman Surendran. However, while chopping down a tree, Shiva and his companions mistakenly destroy Murali's jeep and flee, believing they have killed everyone inside. They return to the hamlet a few days later to see their family. Shiva reconciles with Leela and informs her that he will surrender. The next morning, however, they are apprehended by police and forest guards. Guruva requests that Devendra bail Shiva, but Devendra tries to bribe him by pretending that Panjurli has ordered the people to give him their property in the next Buddha Kola. When Guruva refuses, Devendra murders him, after finding that Murali has found out his hidden objective. Devendra intends to use Shiva against him. Shiva contacts Devendra after learning of Guruva's death, who lies about Murali being Guruva's killer. Enraged, Shiva goes to murder Murali, but hears from Mahadeva that Devendra killed Guruva himself. Shiva is ambushed by Devendra's thugs, but manages to flee and meet the villagers, whom Murali had informed about Devendra's land takeover. After Shiva exposes that Devendra murdered Guruva, he and Murali reconcile and unite the town. Devendra and his henchmen launch an attack, resulting in a fierce struggle in which numerous villagers are slain. After nearly dying in the fight, Shiva becomes possessed by the Gulaga Deva, and murders Devendra and his henchmen. Shiva performs the Buddha Kola, in which he is possessed by Panjurli. He, Murali, and the villagers lock hands in a symbolic gesture, and he then vanishes into the forest after encountering what looks to be his father's spirit. The film concludes with Shiva and Leela's son questioning Sundara about his father's absence, which Sundara recounts. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe, like, and share if you enjoy the video.